Thanks for watching the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. We're here with all the news of the Montgomery County Council for this third week in November. The subdivision staging policy sets the pace for future growth in this county, and it's approved in the second year of each council term. Formerly known as the growth policy, the current subdivision staging policy consists of three major tests: an area-wide transportation test, local transportation test, and a schools test. Council members told us how this new policy will promote smarter growth here.
These tests determine how we approve projects and how the county goes forward in terms of development. And for years, a number of us have been pretty critical of the tests that the county has used because they don't reflect best practices, for example. And these tests move us toward using nationally recognized standards and nationally recognized ways of measuring traffic intensity. And so I think it's a good thing, because I think what we're going to get is more accurate information than we got before.
It defines how we're going to move forward. So what we've done now is to work through many details. We think we've gotten a somewhat more sophisticated, site-specific, responsive approach. And we've adopted some significant fees that new construction will have to pay in order to proceed.
Also this week, approval of a measure that will make it easier for developers to provide bike share facilities. Under the new law, building permits for bike share stations would be allowed without having to conform to an approved site plan.
I think the council is very anxious to move forward and to lead instead of follow the rest of the region when it comes to bike share and the ability for people who use bicycles to get to and from work and to use bicycles recreationally. And so we know that especially among younger people who want to live in Montgomery County, they're looking for apartment buildings and condo buildings that actually have the racks. And so what we did today was we passed a zoning text amendment that will make it very easy for developers to get through the process who want to do this for their residents.
Councilmember Nancy Florine has announced she will introduce a bill that would ban smoking on property owned or leased by Montgomery County. It's estimated in Montgomery County 1 in 12 adults smoke cigarettes. Florine says she wants to do her part in preventing the spread of cancer.
As an elected official, when you've had your own personal exposure to a dreaded health issue, it really forces you to sit back and think, well, what can I do? What can we do as a community to protect ourselves? So this is basically filling in the gaps in Montgomery County for the protecting residents really from secondhand smoke and limiting their exposure.
On November 6, voters overwhelmingly approved a ballot measure that will open doors for disabled residents who are looking for work. Question A asked voters if they wanted to amend the county charter and give the county the ability to hire individuals with severe physical and mental disabilities. Councilmember Phil Andrews sponsored the original legislation, and he has now proposed a hiring program for those individuals.
It will establish the program and require the executive to develop specific regulations that will come back to the council about some of the details of the program. But basically, it will allow us to set up a program like the federal government has had for a long time, where managers can use a flexible system to go to a list of qualified people with severe disabilities and see if a person on that list is able to do the job that the person is looking for. And it will speed that process up. It will provide more employment opportunities for qualified people with severe disabilities, and it will be certainly a help to many people, but also to wounded warriors who come back through our county, coming back from abroad, treated at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. Those are, I think, some of the individuals that will benefit from this. And I think as a county, we have a special obligation, because of the presence of Walter Reed, to be a model employer of people with disabilities, including of wounded warriors.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.